Hi. Nice to see all of you guys. Let me know in the chat if you have already been to my webinars before or if it's your first webinar. And meanwhile, I will be sharing with you my slides. Okay, starting the slides. Malaysia, Natasha, Eva, amazing, Makassar, Eka, great to see you. Almira, Helen, amazing. My second webinar, Erna, love it. Welcome, Erna. Fikri from Georgia, Lely, amazing. Happy to see all of you guys, and today we are going to talk about something excited as usual. And a lot of you are wondering like how to find clients, how do I start to work remotely if I do not have any experience, where do I start, what do I provide, how do I even find high paying clients, and how to become a virtual assistant, who is a virtual assistant. So there are a lot of questions that you might be asking yourself, and tonight we are here to cover all of these questions. So I hope you guys are very excited for the topic of tonight's webinar. So what we will discuss today: what is the difference between a highly paid virtual assistant and a freelancer? And I know that a lot of people are asking me, Tanya, so what is the difference between a virtual assistant and a freelancer? Is it the same or is it different? And what is the difference? So we are going to cover that. Also, which services are the most in demand in the remote world in 2023? I know some of you guys are not sure yet like what virtual assistants can do. Some of you know what virtual assistants can do, but I'm sure you will be also very excited to know what services are the most in demand in 2023 this year. And the fastest way to start as a VA, even if you do not have any experience, because that's exactly what my students, what other people who are here at my webinars are wondering. Because I know that most of you guys do not have any prior experience, and that is totally fine. I already can tell you from the start that this is totally fine to start, even if you did not have any experience before. So we are also going to discuss the best platforms to find high-paying clients, and also how to ensure you have long-term contracts with clients, and how to always increase your rates as a virtual assistant. This is also very important. So we are also going to have a special sharing session with our guest speaker, whose name is Fretty. So she is Indonesian, and currently she is on the on the third week of my course. So it is just the middle of my course, my virtual assistant course, and she already, actually her potential client got in touch with her last week. It was just the second week of the course, and now they are already signing the contract. So yeah, basically just 2 weeks after she started her remote career, she already found the client. So Fretty is going to share with you her journey as a virtual assistant and why she decided to work remotely. You guys will be able to ask her any questions here on tonight's webinar. So I hope you are very excited, and please stay with us until we have the session with Fretty. Some important information is the duration. It will be around 1 hour. Please be respectful in the chat group. I'm sure I don't have to mention that. We never ever have any problems usually, but we have our moderators tonight with us. So if you have any technical questions, anything you want to ask, you can drop it in the chat. I also make sure that I see your chat. I will address some of your questions as well during tonight's webinar. And also, you will not be able to pause the webinar as usual. So please make sure you have a cup of tea and you can really focus on the information, because really it can change your life and it can transform your life and the life of your family. So please off your phone notifications, take notes, and watch from laptop if possible, and be active in the chat, guys. Always love to see your comments. Please stay until the end of the workshop to get a free PDF guide about 5 things you need to have as a professional VA. This is a super complete PDF guide which is going to share with you what 5 essential qualities you must have as a person to succeed as a virtual assistant and to make sure that you are highly paid virtual assistant. So you will receive this guide completely for free if you stay until the end of tonight's webinar. So why now is the best time to work remotely? For some people, they are still wondering, like, why the world is so different right now. Like when other parents were very young, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, what was the definition of success? Was like, if you're working in the office, a 9-to-5 job, sometimes like you are at the same job working for someone for like 20 years or 30 years of your life, or like the whole life you're working for someone in a company, you have stability, you have the same salary every month. This was actually considered a success. But now the world is completely different. The definition of success is totally different. We cannot have the same stability when we are working for someone. It is very hard to get promotions. We are stuck in a 9-to-5 jobs. We don't have freedom. We don't have the flexibility. We need to be in traffic jams. And now we see all the successful people who can enjoy life, who can combine their family and work, who can do what they love, and who can get a lot of money. So actually the definition of success is totally different. Before, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, the definition of success was that you need to go to get your degree in the university, you need to study well in school, you need to get a job, and then you will be considered successful by the society. But now the world is completely different. It doesn't matter in terms of your degrees, in terms of your diplomas. I know a lot of people who have graduated from really top universities, but they cannot find a job. And I know people who did not even go to university, and now they are making a lot of money, and now they are very successful. They have the freedom, they are their own boss. So I want to really point out here that the world is completely different, and we need to really understand this. And if you are currently working full-time or doing the job that you don't like, or you want to change and you want to work remotely and combine your work with family, this is totally possible. You do not have to struggle working 9-to-5 job and doing something that you don't like to regret it 10 years later, because now the future is definitely in your hands, and you just need to see the opportunities and to see the possibilities in this world. So that's a really important thing that I wanted to share. And the most successful people right now are those who have the ability to learn and to get out of their comfort zone. Again, this is no longer about the diplomas or degrees. This is about how you can invest in yourself and how you can be consistent about learning new skills. I wanted to share the picture of my team members. Some of you who have been following me, or maybe who knows me from before, you know that currently I already have a team of almost 40 people, and 95% of them, guys, are virtual assistants, are my students who have graduated from my virtual assistant course. We have just met with them in Bandung in March, so just last month, and we were they were sharing their stories, and a lot of them actually started from zero. They had like 10 years work gap, 5 years work gap. Some of them cannot even speak English so well, but again, they just started. They went out of their comfort zone to try new things. And now look at them. They are very successful. They can combine family and work. They can do, they have multiple clients. They can succeed at doing something that they love to do. And yeah, they have the freedom and the flexibility. So this was really inspiring. It was really an amazing time for me to meet them in person, because of course we work remotely. And if you want to know more about them, you can go to my Instagram. Later I'm going to share with you, and you can go to my highlights and read more about my team. So they can do it, and you can do that too. So what high-paying job you can do with no experience? And this is an important question, because a lot of us are wondering, I want to work remotely, I want to have this flexibility, but I don't have experience. Like, what do I do? It was also my question when I was fired from my company, when I worked in corporate. I'm going to share with you my story shortly. So basically I wanted a different life. I didn't want to work a 9 to 5 job, and I promised to myself that I will make it happen. But I had no idea what will I sell, what am I good at, what are my what are my talents, what are my skills that I can offer to people. So I had so many questions. And now I want to answer this question. So what high paying job you can do with no experience? This is being a virtual assistant. So guys, I see on the chat that some of you have no sound, or maybe you have technical issues. When you have technical issues, just refresh your browser. It will help in 99% of the cases. Of course, sometimes it is also technical issues on my side, but if it happens, I will re-enter the room and it will be solved in just a minute. So who is a virtual assistant? Let me know, guys, in the chat if you are familiar with that, if you have been, if you have been to my webinars before, or if it's something new for you. So who is a virtual assistant? So a virtual assistant is a person who works with small business owners and entrepreneurs and is providing them with admin services, social media management services, technical services, etc. So we are going to talk more about the services very shortly. And usually a virtual assistant is working remotely from a home office or maybe from a co-working space. So you have a complete freedom to decide where you want to work from. And you can choose multiple clients. You can, like when we are working for a company, we can just work for one company. But when we are a virtual assistant, we can have as many clients as we want. So are virtual assistants the future? Yes, they are really the future. The trend for hiring virtual assistants is going to grow exponentially over many years to come, not just 3 to 5 years. It is going to grow exponentially for many years to come. Why? Because every single business, they want to decrease, to lower down the costs, right? They want to save money and they want to grow the profits. So this is the aim of any business. And hiring virtual assistants for entrepreneurs, it means saving costs. Because as I'm going to share with you some statistics later on, you will understand that by hiring virtual assistants, businesses can save up to 80% of the costs, because they do not have to provide laptops, they do not have to provide insurance, they do not have to provide sick leaves, they do not have to pay a full-time salary, because not all the entrepreneurs have so many tasks. If, for example, an entrepreneur wants to hire a virtual assistant for 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day, that is completely possible. So hiring virtual assistants will be a trend for many years to come. And here are some of the statistics. So 59% of virtual assistants are employed full-time. What does it tell us? It tells us that many virtual assistants actually are getting employed full-time, and even in my team I have some virtual assistants who are working full-time as well. That's also an option. Virtual assistants can save a business up to 78% in operating costs. That's what I have just mentioned in the previous slide. 13% of employees are more productive when working from home, and I cannot overemphasize to you how many hours of my life, how many days of my life, how many months of my life I have saved just because I do not have to waste 2 or 3 hours of my time every single day by going to office through the traffic jam. So I used to spend at least 2 to 2.5 hours every single day in traffic to get to work every single day when I was working in corporate. Now I don't have to do that. I just open my laptop and my work is already with me all the time. Virtual assistance rates range from $400 to $5,600 per month, but of course you can earn much more. In fact, there is no limit to how much you can earn as a virtual assistant, and we are going to discuss about this today as well. 49% of companies hiring virtual assistants have more than 1,000 employees. So what does it tell us? It tells us that not only small companies and small business owners are hiring virtual assistants, but also big companies are switching to hiring virtual assistants as well. Why? Again, the reason is the same. every business wants to save costs. And for you, it's a great opportunity to work remotely and to have, to grow your income, to do something that you love, to have the flexibility. So this is a win-win. So why is it so cool to become a VA? As I said, the industry is booming now and companies realize that they need virtual assistants. Entrepreneurs are reaching to us almost every day. They are reaching to SGBVA and asking us to help them to find virtual assistants from our community. Hiring VAs is much more cost effective for business owners. That's what I already mentioned to you guys. You can start without any experience. The potential for growth is unlimited because it is your own business. Instead of working in a company, working for someone and making their dreams come true, you are basically working for yourself and making your own dreams come true. So maybe some of you are wondering, how much can I earn as a virtual assistant? And I want to highlight to you that my system and my teaching, how I teach my students, is I teach them to become highly paid virtual assistants. And today during the webinar, we are going to discuss the difference between a freelancer and a virtual assistant, the way I teach you guys to be a virtual assistant. So my students, beginner virtual assistants, are charging 10 to 20 US dollars an hour. When they grow, when they have more experience, they become more skillful, they can charge up to 60 US dollars an hour, 100 US dollars an hour. You can basically, your rate can be unlimited as long as you can improve and increase your experience. And maybe you already know that there are virtual assistants who are charging $2 an hour or $3 an hour, and this is the difference. So I am teaching you guys how to start from charging 10 to 20 US dollars an hour, how to become a highly paid virtual assistant from the start. So I see the question, how to meet the client. We are going to talk about how to find clients during tonight's webinar as well. So stay with me, we are going to discuss it shortly. On the left, you see my student, my alumni from the course. She said, when I said the SGBVA course changed my life, it really did. I have 3 clients and charge 20 Singapore dollars an hour, less than a month after I finished my course. Since now I can work anywhere as a VA, and I'm moving to Melbourne at the end of the year. It is a dream come true. Amazing, Grace, amazing. So most of the VA services can be learned fast and require no prior relevant work experience. So, and I always say, some of you can say, how do I do that? Like maybe there are successful virtual assistants who can make it, but I'm different. I don't have any skills, I don't have any experience, so this is not suitable for me. But guys, please don't fall into this trap. The thing with successful virtual assistants is that it's not that they are smarter than you or they have some special experience, is that they just started. So it is really important to overcome your fear and to just take actions. So this is really important. And we definitely, like during my course, we definitely make sure that we boost my students' self-confidence, and we are reaching out to our clients and getting clients during the course. Fretty is going to share with you her experience so far and how she got her first client approaching her on the second week of the course. So let me introduce myself first. Let me know, guys, in the chat if you know me or if you don't follow me yet. So my name is Tanya Gromenko. Please follow me on my IG. I would love to connect with all of you. Currently, I'm running 3 businesses. My first business is advertising and marketing. The second one is an event management company. And my third one is that I am a virtual assistant for medical clinics, and I am providing social media management services. So I increased my income by 20 times, actually more than 20 times in 2021 alone. I am currently managing an international team of almost 40 people. You have seen the picture in one of the previous slides. My most well-known project is Singapore Guidebook. You can follow us. You can check us out on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. I managed 5 big clients at the same time by myself as a VA. Right now, whenever I have new clients as a virtual assistant, my team is helping me to manage them. So it is really making my VA business unlimited in terms of income, in terms of growth, because my team can help me to manage as many clients as I want. So this is really, really important, and that's what is making your VA journey unlimited in growth potential and in income potential. And my niche, as I mentioned, is social media management for medical clinics. And of course, during all this time, I of course have a family, and I have a small boy who is already not really small. He is 3 years old, almost 3 years old right now. And making time for my family is really, really my priority. I am so happy that I have a flexible schedule. I can travel as much as I want every single month, sometimes a few times a month, because traveling is my passion. I am able to be my own boss, and I can successfully combine making time for my family and doing something that I love and getting paid for it. So this is my dream life that I always wanted to achieve. But it took me a lot of time, because I started in 2018, and the first 2 years my business was failing, because I started with zero experience. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what do I sell, how do I find clients, how do I reach out to them, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. So on the left, you can see my photo from 2018. I didn't have my own income. I didn't have any personal savings. I could only dream about financial independence. I was totally financially dependent on my husband. So, and I didn't know what am I good at, what I'm going to do with my life. I had no clue. But I knew for sure that I don't want to work in corporate. I didn't want to do a 9-to-5 job. So I promised to myself that I will learn how to do it. But it took me a lot of time, because I didn't have any guidance. And what I want to do for you guys is I want to provide you with a guidance so you can do it fast and you can succeed fast. So if you want to learn more about my story, you can go to my story highlight on my IG and check more. So now let's move on and talk about 6 steps to starting a remote career with no experience and finding high paying clients. What do you need to do? Really step by step. And step 1 is really, really important. You need to make a decision. It is the same exactly how I did it when I was fired from my corporate job. I remember that my boss asked me to come to her room, and she said, Tanya, I know that you like freedom. I know that you like to be able to manage your time, but maybe I think it is better for you to just become a housewife if you want freedom. So you are fired. And when she told me like this, I was very devastated. And some of you who know my story, you know that I didn't like the job. I was just scrolling my Facebook feed all day simply because I didn't love what I do. But I couldn't leave as well, because I was paid money and I didn't know what to do. So it was a very devastating feeling for me to hear that I am fired. But from that moment on, I decided, Tanya, like, is it really the life that you want to live? Is it really the life that you want to live? Like when you need to wake up at 6:30 a.m., you need to spend 1.5 hours on the way to work. You need to, like, if you are late 10 minutes, then your boss is unhappy. You need to do everything in a rush. You don't spend time with your family. Is it something that you want to do like all your life? And this is a precious time, right? We spend so much time working. We spend like half of our life or maybe more working. So we must make sure that we enjoy it, because later on we will regret that we were just doing this for money, and not enjoying what we do and not really realizing our full potential. So I made a decision at that time. On that day, I made a decision that I will not live the life like this. I will make sure that I will find a way to make my dream life come true. I didn't know anything. I didn't know am I going to achieve that. And that's why a lot of people sometimes are asking me, Tanya, did you ever have did you ever wanted to give up because your business was failing for the 2 years, you were losing money, so you did not make much money, you were not making much profit, you came through so many obstacles, you didn't want to give up? I said never. I never wanted to give up because I knew that I always knew my vision. I always knew my goal, and I knew for myself that I'm going to make it happen. I will not accept no for an answer, and I made a decision that my life will be different from the other people who struggle, who are not happy with what they do. I will find a way. Maybe I will suffer right now at the moment, but I will make it happen. And now I'm so happy. I mean, I am not happy that it took me so much time because I didn't have any guidance, and that's the reason why it took me so much time. But I'm happy that finally I can have the life that I always dreamed about. So you need to make the decision that you want to change your life, and this will happen. And of course, my mentorship, and I'm here to motivate you, and I'm here to show you the way how you can change your life and to do it fast, not like me, like 2 years learning everything by myself. So successful people are successful not because they are smarter, but because they made a decision to be successful. So you need to visualize your dream life, and you will get there. Now let's discuss what is my system teaching you, who is a virtual assistant and who are freelancers. Although sometimes they seemingly provide kind of the same services, but maybe admin services or bookkeeping services or maybe social media management services, and kind of it looks the same, but it is completely different. So freelancers are people who you usually see on Upwork or Fiverr or other platforms, and what they do is they are usually general virtual assistants who are providing many services, and they are charging maybe $2-3 an hour, $4 an hour. So they are charging low rates, and they are applying for different vacancies on Upwork. They are usually working with their clients for maybe 1 month, maybe 2 months, 3 months at most. But a virtual assistant is completely different. A virtual assistant is an entrepreneur, and I'm going to teach you to become an entrepreneur, not a freelancer. You are going to be able to see the opportunities in the world. The world is full of opportunities, full of clients, full of money, and I'm going to teach you how to see these opportunities, how to position yourself in a way that you can charge higher rates and to go directly to approach your clients instead of competing with so many other virtual assistants on Upwork or Fiverr, and you will learn how to stand above the competition. So I hope right now, guys, you already understand what is the difference between a freelancer and a virtual assistant. And in virtual assistant, how I teach you to be a virtual assistant, a highly paid virtual assistant. So step 2 that you need to make is to choose your services. So I already mentioned to you that there are a lot of general virtual assistants who are providing different services, like 20 different services, 30 different services: email management, calendar management, lead generation, social media management, social media maintenance, cold calling, cold emailing, customer service, community management. And this is like, when I open their Upwork profile, I see that there are so many services. And why is it no good? Because when I see, as a client, when I see this, I do not trust these people, because how can you be good in so many services? It is simply impossible. It means that maybe you know how to do the services, but your knowledge is very low. So it doesn't mean that I will never hire these people. Maybe I will hire them for like basic tasks. I will maybe pay them $2 an hour, and I will not really consider them as part of my important part of my team, you know. So this is really the difference between a freelancer and a highly paid virtual assistant. So in order to be a highly paid virtual assistant, you need to choose your services. It can be just one service, like me, SMM, or it can be a few services, usually up to 5. That's what I recommend. So you can really become good at them. You can build trust with clients, and you can charge high rates, and you can always increase your rates. So what are the most in-demand services for VAs in 2023? Do you have any suggestions, guys? Drop me some suggestions in the chat. What are the most, the highly in-demand services in 2023? Yes, guys, you can definitely combine full-time job and being a virtual assistant. A lot of my students do that as well. Ladies, I hope I can be your team member and team member amazing. Yes, all my students get an opportunity to work with me. Data entry, Ihsan, e-commerce, Muhammad, digital media, Rafika, digital marketing, Dini, social media management. Amazing. Thank you guys for your suggestions. Rafika, project management. Yes, it is definitely one of the high demand. Eka, headhunter, social media management. Yeah, great. Thank you guys. So first of all, of course, admin task. Some people might say, "Oh, admin task, no, it is not important." But actually, it will always be important. Admin tasks are always important for most of the entrepreneurs. Most of the entrepreneurs are very busy people, and they want their admin tasks and routine tasks managed by virtual assistants. So travel planning, like booking hotels for your clients, booking plane tickets for your clients, arranging transfers for your clients, arranging the itinerary for your clients, can give your clients so much time back and give such a great service to your clients. Bookkeeping as well. I have currently 2 bookkeepers in my team. Before that, my books in my company were complete mess. Now my students are my bookkeepers, and they started with 0 experience. One of them didn't even know how to manage the Google Drive. When she started working, now they're really the best bookkeepers I ever had. So internet research, you can do market research, you can do lead generation. Lead generation is basically, for example, in my events company, I always need to find and Google about the other companies who can become my clients. For example, other brands like fashion brands or beauty brands. And the lead generation VA, what she can do, and basically I have this lead generation VA, she would do the internet research for me. She would list down on Google Drive, on Google Docs, the companies that I need to contact. And sometimes she can also contact them for me to introduce my service. Second is, of course, SMM. SMM has always been popular, but currently it is growing in demand like never before, because everyone realizes the power of social media management, and it is not only about Instagram. It is also about LinkedIn. It is also about managing their YouTube and other social media platforms, not just Instagram. So social media management and social media maintenance. What is the difference? So social media maintenance is when you are responsible to schedule the posts for your clients, and the client is usually providing you with the content. So you just need to schedule and make sure everything is going live on time. But social media management involves a lot more things. You usually can do copywriting, you can create the text, you can create the visuals, you can respond to questions, respond to comments, create a strategy, etc. So yeah, this is the difference. Number 3 is customer support. Customer support, a lot of e-commerce brands, other brands as well, like fashion brands, so many other entrepreneurs need customer support when you can actually reply customer inquiries via email, social media. It is really, really important, because if an entrepreneur, for example, who is running an online shop, if they will answer the customer inquiries by themselves, it will take so much of their time. They simply will not be able to focus on the strategic things in their business. So that's why virtual assistants who are doing these tasks is important. Number 4 is email marketing, and this is when you are actually building relationships and engaging with customer database via email. Let's say I know that a lot of you have received an email from us, let's say with a workshop, right, or with a webinar, or with my new YouTube video, etc. So that's how we are actually maintaining the relationships we are with our database, with our followers, with people who love to know about this topic. So imagine if, again, there is an online store who wants to engage with their customers database, and they want to introduce to them new collection or maybe some discounts or anything like that, and they need a virtual assistant who will draft these emails, who will make sure that these emails will be sent to the database. So this is also really important. And of course, there are so many other virtual assistant services that are highly in demand as well. Sales services, there are so many other services that you can also do, like copywriting as well, content creation, etc. So, and the great thing again is that 95% of virtual assistant services can be learned from scratch, even in a matter of days or weeks. So all the services that I have just mentioned to you can be learned even if right now you had zero experience doing these services. So you need to ask yourself, what would you enjoy? What type of service would you enjoy? Is it more a creative service? Is it more an organized and maybe something with numbers, with databases, technical, or something like that? So it will really help you a lot in choosing your services. Step number 3 is you need to tell your community. And I cannot emphasize enough how many people overlook this important step. You need to tell your family, your friends about you as a virtual assistant, what service you provide or services that you provide, how you can help entrepreneurs, and always ask them to connect you with people who might need your support, and you will be surprised how many leads and clients you will get if you use this tip. So this is really, really important. Number 4 is build your IG portfolio. You simply must have an IG portfolio, and that's what is different between just freelancers who have Upwork profile and they just contact and apply for the job vacancies, and highly paid virtual assistants who can stand out through their Instagram portfolios, through their Instagram profile. And Instagram is definitely one of the main tools for highly paid VAs to find clients. I have seen you were asking in the chat how to find clients. We are going to talk more in a second, but definitely Instagram is one of the main tools for virtual assistants to find clients, for highly paid virtual assistants to find clients. And again, my system is never to go through Upwork. I have never used Upwork. I have never used Fiverr to get clients as a virtual assistant, but I used to hire virtual assistants through Upwork, and my experience is not very good. I really believe that that's why there is a difference between freelancers from Upwork and highly paid virtual assistants who I teach. So there is a really big difference. And also another great thing is that you can build your VA portfolio even if you don't have any experience right now. So what are the benefits of building a portfolio? By having an IG portfolio, you will be able to reach to clients directly and avoid the competition. And besides that, you will make yourself visible. It will be like your name card on Instagram. That's what Fretty, our guest speaker, is going to share with you, because her client reached out to her on Instagram. Through her VA Instagram on her second week of when she became a VA. So stay with me, and Fretty is going to share join this webinar soon. And so it will serve as your name card. And a lot of people are asking me, do I have to be a social media person to build a portfolio? What if I don't like to post on social media? What if I don't even have an IG account? And the answer is definitely no. You do not have to be a social media person, because we use social media, Instagram and LinkedIn, just as a name card, just to build a nice profile which will share with your client about what you do professionally as a virtual assistant. And that's why when you post 10 posts or 12 posts and your profile is complete, you can even stop posting. Some of my students don't post for months, and people still contact them and ask to work together simply because they have their Instagram portfolio. So this is really important. Step number 5, you need to focus on learning about your services, and that's what a lot of people forget, and that's what is different between freelancers and highly paid virtual assistants, and that's what will make you able to constantly increase your rates. You can start with $10 an hour or $15 an hour as a beginner, and you can go up to $100 an hour. Like me, for example, I am charging my clients more than $100 an hour for my services. So as you grow in your experience, as you learn how to bring more value to your clients, you will be able to constantly increase your prices. So you need to change your mindset from how fast can I earn a lot of money to how fast can I bring value to my clients. That's why even if you're fully booked VA, even if you already have 3 or 5 or 6 clients, you still need to learn about your services, because that will make your clients happier with your work. And that's how it will allow everyone to fight for your services, for your for working with them. And that's what will allow you to constantly increase your rates. So you need to be consistent in learning about your services. And step 6, of course, you need to reach out to your clients directly. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not totally against of Upwork or other platforms, but these are the platforms I have never used. I know that the competition is huge, and really focusing on Instagram and LinkedIn and finding clients on these platforms really make you stand above the competition. And you need to create personal, authentic messages and focus on bringing value to your clients. You can definitely easily attract their attention and stand above all the competition. Being on Instagram, being on LinkedIn will be allowing you to see so many opportunities, guys. Again, I want to repeat it again. There are so many clients in the world. There is so much money in the world, but you just need to see the opportunities. And this is what is different with you as highly paid virtual assistants and freelancers who are applying to job posts. So next one is, of course, closing the deal. This is just this is not related to the 6th step, but I just wanted to share with you that once you close the deal with your client, you need to make sure that there is a contract between you and that you get paid 100% or 50% upfront before you start any work. This will allow you to avoid 100% of the scam jobs online. So please don't overlook the contract part, and don't overlook the part where you must get paid before you do any work. So now I would like to invite Fretty to join us. Guys, let's invite Fretty to join us. Let's say hi to her. I hope you are all excited for the session. Waiting for Fretty. I'm going through your chat. Release copywriting. Yes, copywriting is one of the services that you can provide as a VA. Is when you are writing captions on Instagram for your clients, or maybe blog posts. This is called copywriting. Fretty is with us already. Hi, Fretty.
Hi.
Hi, nice to see you. How are
Nice
you?
to see you. I'm nervous because this is my first time talking with you and our friends here.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Amazing. It's great to have you here. Thank you for your time. So maybe to start, can you introduce yourself? Like, where do you live and what made you interested to work remotely?
So, hi guys. My name is Fretty. Actually, the reason I joined this is pretty simple. I resigned from my corporate world last year, and then I tried to apply to go back to hotels, which is my background. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, it's getting harder to get accepted. So one day I look at your Instagram ads, a free webinar. So I decided to join in because I remember the free webinar is a day after I look at your Instagram ad. So I quickly registered, and then I found a connection. I relate with your teachings, and I highly value your vision and mission. So I decided to join your SGB.
Oh, you decided to join the course, yeah, the online
Yes,
course. Okay,
yes,
amazing. So what services? So currently you are still on the course. I know that you are on week
yes,
three, right? So on this
yes,
batch. So what services did you decide to provide? And I know that you got a message from your potential client on the second week of the course, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So my service is kind of specific, very, very, very different on the kind of services of virtual assistant. So at the first week, I was really demotivated because I don't know if I can succeed on closing a deal with a client, because my service is mostly as a um, I give a consultancy of design for hotel branding and architectural, because that was my background. I didn't expect to get a client, so one day I created the Instagram profile for my virtual assistant. I didn't have any posts. On the second day after I make that Instagram profile, someone reached to me, which is my current client, and asked for my rate. So that was the story.
Wow, amazing. So what happened after that? Did you have a call?
So at the first time we chatted on Instagram, she wanted to have a virtual assistant based in Bali. So she actually rejected me. But then I told her, okay, but if you have an opportunity in Jakarta or an opportunity for any kind of work that relate to hotel, just please reach out to me. I'm available anytime. And then the next day, she replied to me. Very fortunately, she saw my LinkedIn profile, because I connect my LinkedIn profile to the IG virtual assistant profile. And then she said, "You know what? I have a full time job position. Do you want to have a call with me?" And then I was like, okay, let's try. Let's have a call. And then we have a call. Unfortunately, the full time job position has to be in a city that outside of Jakarta. So I said no. But I said to her, you know what? It's a great pleasure to meet you and have a call. But if you have an opportunity as a virtual assistant, I'm open to it. And then the next 2 hours after the interview, she called me and said, "Okay, what? You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to hire you as my virtual assistant."
Wow, that's so amazing. That's great. So it's the power of negotiation.
Yes,
Yeah. Wow.
I
Amazing.
didn't.
So, uh
Yes, please continue.
yeah. Okay. So now, what is the stage? You are signing the contract now, right?
So we had a back and forth discussion about the contract draft. Just this morning, she texted me and said, "Okay, your contract is okay with me. It's going to be. I'm going to sign it from my side." So I just sent a proper PDF file to her for her signature as of this morning.
Amazing. Congratulations,
Thank
guys. Let's
you.
congratulate Fretty. I think it's amazing. So, Fretty, what would be your advice for people who would like to start working remotely, but simply they don't know like how to begin?
I think you need to understand what is it that you like, what is it that you love to do, what is it that you don't love to do. On the first week of the course, I make a list of things that I love and things that I don't love. And then based on that, I can see, okay, this kind of service is not for me, but this service is for me. And then from there, I also make a list what kind of niche or companies that I would like to work with. So you have to you have to know yourself more in order to understand the next step.
Hmm. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Freight. I think
Thank you.
it was amazing.
Thank
Uh, yeah, everyone is congratulating you,
thank you.
Freddy. So if you want, can you share your IG account details so
Okay.
so our attendees can follow you as well and connect with you?
Okay, I'm going to chat it here. Okay.
Congrats. Okay, story for
Thank you,
keeps.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much,
Tanya.
Freddy. Thank you for so much for your sharing, and
Yes, thank
it is
you.
really impressive. Good luck. Good luck
Yes,
on your
thank you.
journey. Bye
Thank you.
bye. See
Okay,
you. Bye
bye.
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 Yeah, so I think it was really an impressive session with Fretty, and it's amazing that already on her second week she got a message from her client, even though her Instagram profile was completely empty, guys. So this is the power of building your portfolio on Instagram. You need to do it right, and you do not have to become a social media person to do that for sure. So I always say that you will either step forward into growth or step back into safety. And when right now the successful people are those people who always study, who always learn. I really believe in the concept of lifetime learning. This is really important nowadays. Again, I already told you that the world right now is completely different from what it was 30 years ago or 40 years ago, 20 years ago. Now, what is defining you as a successful person is just your ability to learn and to grow your skills. It is not about your diploma or your prior experience. So, you need to invest in your knowledge, you need to grow your skills, and this will give you the journey into a different life. So I really believe that you are all here because you want to achieve greater results. You want to achieve different results, and how to achieve a different result, you need to do something differently. Because if you keep doing what you are doing right now, it will give you the same results that you are getting right now. And to achieve a different result, you need to do something differently. And having a mentor will skyrocket your growth. You will be able to succeed much faster than me, for example, who needed to do everything myself. Yeah, so my goal is to change people mindset and to motivate people and to show them there are so many opportunities, guys. I want you to see these opportunities. I want you to grab this opportunity to change your life completely. So being a virtual assistant is so exciting. It is really life changing. And so how did I become a VA? I became a VA completely without experience, completely without any background in SMM. And like Fretty said, you just need to know what you love to do. And for me, I always knew that I am a creative person. I like to scroll through IG. And I remember that I met a hotel manager, like managing director, and I saw that his Instagram profile is completely bad. It's like different filters on the posts. The posts are not updated regularly. And I was so honest with him. I said, you need to manage your Instagram properly. You need to, because people are checking your Instagram. It's a hotel. So he said, yeah, I know, but I don't really have budget for like full-time marketing stuff. I said, how about I do it for you? And that's how my journey as a virtual assistant began. And it was already doing SMM. And he was happy with my services. He gave me his second hotel, and I was working with him for more than a year. It was my long-term client, and after that, I started to work with medical clinics, and that's where I realized that I really enjoy to work with medical clinics. They referred me to their friends, other medical clinics, and that's how I actually switched to working with everyone for SMM. I switched to working only with medical clinics. So this is my niche as a virtual assistant. So yeah, the secret is really to start. You need to start. You need to make a decision. You need to make the first step. And today is really the opportunity to build the tomorrow you want, to build the dream life that you want. And as you know, that my business was struggling for actually almost 2 years until I finally learned how to take the steps that brought me to success. And that is why I started my course, and I am mentoring other people to do it right from the start in a VA business.